P.J. Blanchard. This is my son, John Johnson. We're from Rome, Georgia. He was diagnosed in March of '98 with leukemia.
Dr. Tamburo came in, he sat down, and he says, your son has been infected by a virus. He said the virus is gone, but the damage is there, and we can't repair the damage.
I think illness can be a very lonely place, and nobody should have to go through it alone. People feel very proud to work here, to be associated, and as a sister of St. Francis, I'm very proud of that legacy. People come in and they're like pulled apart at the seams. And some of them show it. You kind of see the stuffing all coming out, and they're very ragged and the whole thing. There are other ones who kind of hold themselves in very perfect, but they're all hurting.
If you can't be at home, this is a place that you really do need to be. Just develop a closeness here.
She knows the story. You don't know how to tell time. And a truck.
Some people are in a lot worse shape than I am, and I'm somewhere in the middle there waiting for a transplant, whereas some of these people, they're waiting for multiple transplants. They might have heart, liver, kidneys. How much did you used to weigh, John?
220.
220, what are you down to now?
175.
175. That's 45 pounds, huh? I think we can put some of that back, build up some muscle tone, make you the lean, mean machine you was. Yeah, it kind of started when I first got here. He'd been here a couple of months and was undergoing treatment for leukemia, and he's just a champ. He's, you don't hear him complain, which you don't hear from very many of these people. They're not whiners or snivellers, and if I can help in a little ways, maybe somebody will help me when I get out of surgery to motivate me.
I'm Brad Stokes, and I had a liver transplant in August of '94. So it's just past the 5-year mark, which was a major milestone. When I was first transplanted, my son was only 3, and my big concern at the time was that he wouldn't remember his father if I didn't make it at that time. And so now he's 8 going on 9, and I've had those 5 years to really be part of his life.
Laughing at my mistakes.
After the transplant, I thought that I might only, come back 50%, and that I would be severely limited. And I was really pleasantly surprised to find out that, I can play golf, I play racquetball, I work hard, wrestle with my son, do all these different things. So now if I do feel a little tired, exhausted, I don't know if it's because I had a liver transplant or it's because I just turned 40. The transplant house works very well in conjunction with the Mayo to help provide these family services. I go back once a year for a major checkup, and I stay a few days there. I enjoy speaking with the other people there, and I think it's important for them to also see that, there is light at the end of the tunnel. You can come out of this thing, and it's life is good.
And after a while, when people have stayed here, they've told us this is their second home. And so I'll say, you do have a house in Rochester.
You can be as seclusive or a part of everything as you want to be, because there's these bigger rooms where people get together and they play cards, they watch TV, but there's also smaller rooms and places you can go off on your own. You certainly have your own room where you can retire to if you want to.
The other thing is, I think when they come, they'll meet people, and people here will make friends, and these will be friends that will be with them on this journey. And so people will say, the friends I made here and the people I met here, they understand better than even my friends at home.
Sister Margene says she wonders how many people cry at night. There's probably a lot of us.
I was 17 years old when I was told that I was going to have to first be on dialysis and then later have a transplant at some point in time. I mean, I felt like my whole life had been just ended. at age 17. I didn't think there was a life beyond that dialysis machine, and I didn't know that I'd survive a transplant. I mean, I didn't know enough about any of this to make me feel comfortable. And looking back, it was probably one of the reasons why I visited patients at the hospital every day, to try to allay their fears that there is life after transplantation. As easy as it is to say, you have to practice not worrying about what's going to happen.
We've got to get you straight, though, so we can get out of here and go fishing.
Yeah, definitely fishing.
Bobby's in St. Mary's. After he gets his heart, from what I understand from everyone, he'll have all his treatments down near the Mayo.
We want to get you back on your feet and get out of here. We got a lot to do when we get home.
You have a transplant, it's kind of like anything else. There's at least 7 to 8 other people affected in a family. And the support person, sometimes I feel that the gift of life is more for the support person at different stages along this journey. So they need the help of other people who've been where they've been, who are also traveling on the same journey, and they sort of hold one another up throughout it.
The reason why I probably started the transplant house was because there was a need. The patients had definitely made that known to me when I went and visited them. Then I guess I wanted to give something back too. I mean, Mayo Clinic had saved my life.
Mayo impressed me right away because I felt like I was taken care of. I was with the best. I didn't feel like I was being shuffled around, and it was very freeing for me emotionally just to know that they were going to do their best, and I felt like I was in good hands.
They're up to date on everything, and the nursing staff, the doctor staff, it was phenomenal.
My son has made a lot of friends with some of the doctors, and I've seen some of the doctors have tears in their eyes just as well as the next person. That's made a difference.
And there's not a better place in the world than the Mayo Clinic to have your hopes and dreams come true.
And that's kind of our motto, a house in which we share hope. Because there's always hope.
Without hope, I reckon we wouldn't make it. And if there's anybody out there that's not a donor, they sure need to be, because there's a lot of lives that could be saved.
Well, I tell you, I'd do it over again. I wouldn't hesitate a minute that if this kidney were to reject or something in the future, I wouldn't think about it twice. I'd be on that list so fast, it'd make your head spin.
The challenges we overcome in our lives really mark who we become, and it's such a part of me now that having survived, just the survival, having overcome this, is so much of who I am that I'm not sure I would ever want to give that up. If I could go back and redo it, I'm not sure I would rewrite my life without the transplant in it. It's a part of me.
Everything that's good to me has happened since I've come to Mayo, and I'm the luckiest guy in the world.